Welcome to our language arts lesson for today. Today I'm going to be teaching you about a strategy called RACE. RACE stands for Restate, Answer, Cite, Explain. This strategy of RACE is something we're going to use to help us answer questions completely in language arts, and it can also be used in math and science. Now, how many of you are lazy when it comes to sometimes you don't want to have to think extra hard? Totally me. Well, for restating, there's a great strategy you can use to help you always restate the question and sound super smart without doing any extra work. So let's learn how it works. First, we need to read our question. How does the coyote convince the boy to give up his bread? Well, we want to change this question into a statement by getting rid of all the question type words and information. So, one of the big things is the question words. The question word in this sentence is how. So I'm going to go ahead and cross it out and reread my sentence. Does the coyote convince the boy to give up his bread? Still sounds like a question. So I think the word does also makes it sound like a question. So I'm going to cross the word does out and reread it again. The coyote convinced the boy to give up his bread. That sounds more like a statement, but I still have a question mark, and I know that only goes with a question. So I'm going to cross out my question mark. The coyote convinced the boy to give up his bread. Well, that's closer to a statement. It's not a question anymore, but it doesn't sound quite right. So I'm going to think, what kind of words could I add to this sentence to help it make more sense and make it so I can finish and answer the question? The coyote convinces the boy to give up his bread sounds better than the coyote convinced the boy to give up his bread. Because we took out the question marks and the question word, we need to change our verb to make sense in the sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. The coyote convinces the boy to give up his bread. Now, I know that's not the answer to my question, but it does help me figure out how to restate it. So now what I'm going to do is answer all parts of the question. And in order to answer it correctly, I'm going to have to go back and look in the text. So if I look back in the text and I read to myself about the coyote, it says right here in this paragraph, you could run faster if you were not slowed down and burdened by having to carry the bread. I can carry it for you, and then you can run faster. So how does the coyote convince the boy to give up his bread? He tells him that he probably could run faster without the bread and that he volunteers to carry it for him. So the coyote convinces the boy to give up his bread by telling him he could run faster without it. Perfect, let's reread our answer. The coyote convinces the boy to give up his bread by telling him he could run faster without it. So far I have check, restated, and I've answered. Now I just need to cite evidence or examples from the text. So I need to tell them, where did I get that information from? So in the text, it says, so I'm going to look back in my paragraph, that the coyote offers to carry the bread. Oops. For the boy. Okay, So far I have restated, answered, and I've cited or told where I got it from the text. Next, I need to explain how my evidence supports my answer. In the text, it says the coyote offers to carry the bread for the boy. When he tells him he could run faster without it and offers to carry it, the boy is convinced that he'd be able to catch up to the blue jay, and the coyote is trying to help him. Coyote, oh, sorry, I forgot to start off with my sentence starter. So I'm going to want to use one of these sentence starters, either this shows or this means. So this shows that the boy thinks the coyote is trying to help him. So he gives up the bread. Oh my goodness. Make sure we have erasers so we can always fix our mistakes. Okay, now I'm going to read through my whole answer to make sure I have all the parts of race. How does the coyote convince the boy to give up his bread? The coyote convinces the boy to give up his bread by telling him he could run faster without it. In the text, it says that the coyote offers to carry the bread for the boy. This shows that the boy thinks the coyote is trying to help him, so he gives up the bread. And that is my complete answer. It completely restates, answers, cites, and explains. In your Google form today, I'd like you to go ahead and practice race by restating, answering, and citing and explaining your answers. Good luck.